vision of a man named Deacon. Charlie Nicholas's last words to his boy Jack: son, don't think it ain't been charming. Tiger took an improbable dream imagined first by his father and delivered to his dad a perfectly authored script that is still being written. Augusta has celebrated the careers of almost every legendary name the game has ever produced. Generations defined by those who won the Masters. Fathers forever remembered, and sons who are now fathers. It's simply the circle of life at Augusta. On this Masters Sunday, you can see the pride in a father's eyes. Larry Snedeker's boy Brant could be walking in the green jacket footsteps of his golf hero, Tom Watson. Johan Immelman, no doubt, is feeling those same emotions as his son Trevor tries to follow the same path as his boyhood idol and fellow countryman Gary Player. Bobby Jones built the foundation, a journey born in the heart from a father to a son, always by their side.
Again, you come here once, but nothing like being able to come back and experience it one more time. And we are at the first. This was a moment ago. Immelman, long with his third, trying to check it right into that backslope, try to curl it in close. So Immelman with troubles right away with the opening tee shot. Now Snedeker play his third. Jim Nance and Nick Faldo, the CBS golf team, here at Augusta National. Plays it into the bank here. Nick was thin.
So it's all down to the touch now around these greens today.
This par 5, only 219 out, Nick.
That's a massive play. Got to get down around the corner. Can he find a way to go over the bunker? And no, and that's going to leave a
Georgia. The Masters tournament stirs the soul, a spiritual replenishment that started 74 springtimes ago. And yes, we are on the precipice of more Masters history, but beware of these windy conditions that will torment the tournament contenders all day long. That invisible yet undeniable intangible that can flummox even the most strong-minded, resilient players in the game. Gusts expected to be at times exceeding 30-mile-an-hour gusts. Temperatures in the low 60s, and a little chill in the air, and I'm sure that's the case right now. The feeling for Trevor Immelman trying to gather himself at one. We're live, this putt for par. It's a good putt. 2 in a row for the Open champion. Corner, but he was playing with Stuart Sink, who knocked it in about 4 feet and made birdie, so he's pulled even with Tiger at -5, has Sink. This for par. The Snedeker backs up one right away.
Players in a one false little slip, and it gets magnified, and they'll be quite delighted. He'll be delighted to get this in, get the first out of the way, and get down the second hole and start breathing again.
He was not feeling real confident with his putting, he said, coming into and around. Nick looked a little shaky with this part of his game. Before the second side, he turned it on and had everything on go the rest of the way. This for bogey.
Well, I thought the greens were very different yesterday morning.
That's a big one, but it's a 5. Driving to his home here in Augusta, the one he's rented for the week, last night, leaving the grounds, I got a phone call from Ernie Els, fellow countryman, wishing him well Let's go up to 2. Sink.
Fine angle, has an opportunity to really go to get the jet.
It's the second hole. He's paired with Boo Weekly in our featured pairings. Again, Woods and Sink now are both at -5 with Stewart's opening birdie. And Flesh makes par at 1, as does Casey. They're 8 and 7. Snedeker has dropped back to join Flesh at 8. And Immelman now at -10. Tiger's third shot at the second. Just a moment ago. But the last 2 Masters right here on the greens. Can change with just 1 stroke. That confidence gets rebuilt, but not here. Ron Stewart Sink now has a chance to. Sink was not one that just kind of jumped to mind. Now suddenly he gets into chase, but he holds this one. That's a par. Action at 14. And David Faherty over at 15. Vern Lundquist, the Hall of Famer at 16. From the leaderboard that you see, have had a combined, if you will, 70 in 2005.
Second shot, the hole playing short today. With the wind helping. ...257 yards on this second shot. Almost 40 yards further back than Tiger. Tiger did not take advantage of the opportunity, and Paul Casey, had it missed the bunker, it would have run all the way around left to right. He has a very difficult length bunker shot coming up. Takeaway, good shoulder turn, and that was a good contact. Now, the downstroke, once he gets on the putting surface, is going to be a real challenge. Just in that second cut, really minimizing the spin he can get on the chip shot. So these 2 players not able to take advantage of being able to reach this green. Back on the tee. Aaron. Battled a bit with the first hole. Wind. 2, and now to the third tee.
And Tiger has the driver attacking this short par 4. Beautiful short par 4. This big nest of bunkers down the left side they have to avoid. So we head back to 2.
And he takes his time. Picturing the shot he's trying to hit. This hole turns right to left, so let this shot swing right to left, helped by the wind, and then carry to the downslope and get some extra roll to reach the green in 2 from there. Now Snedeker. Not pairing, but these 2 coming to get 2 good tee shots. Have a closer look at Pink Dogwood. There's a chance to reach the green in 2. Look at the opportunities for awkward hole locations way back. Long bunker shot. He's got 25 yards back. Because he was trying to throw it up high. Found the front bunker. It is the easy. Absolutely not get the trajectory in the spin just right. Get the first bounce as he expects. Now, keep going. Winds against not helping.
Tee shots and are well set up at the second.
So you may say something stupid.
I remember you didn't do that, but I could see it in your eyes at the time. All all the emotion. And you were making an observation earlier that you see it right now in the faces of Immelman and Snedeker.
For me, it's all about how you maintain your intensity through the whole week, or your emotional state, you would otherwise call it. You know, and for me, we've got very different characters, which is quite fun. You know, I've got Trevor, as you can see from his face, he's usually looking quite serious. What's going on inside, we don't know. And Snedeker seems to be, you know, a happy-go-lucky attitude. And even Paul Casey's asked his caddy to, you know, keep it light, you know, in between shots, tell me some stories, you know, get away from golf. So you see all these players are trying something to keep themselves on that nice level keel. And Sunday at Augusta, the weather has now stepped in, the breeze has got up, and on this unbelievable day, you know, the most pressure-packed, you know, Sunday in major golf, on this golf course, then the elements come in, and boy, is it going to be tricky for him.
Steve Flesh. Just touched it there. Just a little bit of right to left break. Didn't get it started on line. So no birdies from the final group.
Try and get it to bounce forward and then check. Beautifully played. You don't want to get it past the hole there. It's a treacherous putt. Leave it just underneath. Back at 2.
No problem for Paul Casey, but with his power and the wind conditions, disappointed not to have a birdie. The second shot for Snedeker.
Wind should push it back in, correct?
Yes, definitely.
So automatically fairway metalwood, but downhill, downwind, and a lot of roll on the green. Once you get the ball, you can squeeze it through that little gap. A firmer bounce, and that would have been very nice. But on in 2. Eagle putt.
This is 3rd. Drove it way, way left. Short for 2, but an excellent little clip there.
Right, will it come back? Didn't look as if it was going to. You'll be hoping for a perfect lie in the bunker. Try and set up a birdie. And they did have a struggle at the first hole. They're trying to come back. Immelman way right off the tee. Just couldn't even attack the green. Trying to set up a nice pitch and a putt for a par, but we failed. It was a very wide tee shot. This was a par putt. He's on the wrong level. Look how fast his gather speed. He's coming up and over the ridge. Skips on quicker than he expects. So 2 bogeys for the final group. Even though it's just the play.
Here, but not here. 5 for 2018. What a start for Stuart Sink.
Tough, but above all else, be patient. You know, even though I hadn't been in a situation before, that's what everybody's been trying to do out there: stay patient and realize you're going to have a couple bad holes and kind of rebound from it and make some birdies when you can. And more than anything else, I'm going to have fun. You know, today's a great day. This is why I practice for my whole life, and so I'm going to go out there and try to win this thing.
And I think having fun on the golf course is what comes next.
Back into the wind. Hold it against that breeze. Flag just over the bunker. Oh, and a beautiful shot. What a start for Sink.
Driving accuracy and greens and regulation hasn't been in a bunker so far this week. No greenside bunker.
Going.
That's the amazing thing, David. Just one in somewhere special. Maybe 1 or 2 in the obvious holes.
You know, he waited a long time to pick his moment to hit that, and that is really just epitomizes the week that he's had. A good swing, he was happy with it. It's just not the right result.
Scratching out so many times.
We'll go back to 2.
Snedeker
Has all those little idiosyncrasies, a lot of movement, this guy. You know, and it's, you know, he's concerned that there may be a pitch.
at the Masters tournament. He is instantly tied with Immelman. Just had to sneak it past the fringe, and it was not slowing down, was it? But in it goes. Beautiful. He does enjoy the game. And Trevor still with the birdie chance. Let's see, he's just trying to par for Immelman.
Oh, beautiful shot. Sensational there for Paul.
What a shot.
Barely gets it over the lip. Back in the third.
Ooh, a nice little save there for par for Steve Flesh. He remains behind them at the 30. Good start for Casey.
Robbery.
For 2. Going with the driver, try and carry that bunker.
Man.
I don't think it did. Back at 4.
And Tiger to save par from the bunker.
David, I was just about to say
This week, I think he feels really shortchanged, and it's easy.
the result. It's just so frustrating.
Of course, everyone else is under the same pressure. And you need a little luck. You know, Grant Snedeker makes that putt on number 2. That putt was going off the green. You know, so it wasn't a great putt. It was a great result. And those are the things you need.
That's quite a change of strategy, Ian, isn't he? Went with iron yesterday.
Yes, he did. I think they're trying to fire it so far down the left side there, over the hill like this. Gives them so much better an angle of attack here at this back. Listen to the roar here. A 3 at the second for Grant Snedeker, looking for his first Masters in just his second appearance here. A check on the second bounce. Woefully short. Maybe a little chunky there.
His club just nestles against the back of his neck and the follow through. Beautifully relaxed, but that's in a bad spot. From there, even more downhill to the flag. He will be hoping that that's in the upslope. Now Flesh. 2 behind. Oh, go? I guess he just clanked that. Didn't seem upset with it at the time. So we go ahead to the 5th.
And coming off bogey.
Needs a little stinger, about 280 yards, but it's a one hand, and again, frustration. Oh, that's gonna lie here.
Yeah. The voice there of Scotty Vale, his trusty companion.
There's so many shots here at Augusta. 7.
See the little low cut-off finish there, little low bounce, one bounce.
Flat spot, but blind shot.
And I'm sure Tiger's just trying to, and he fails to get up the top of the ridge, and that, once again, will be, a brutal putt. That's up that ridge, which is almost waist high, and that will be it. He'll have to putt that 10 or 12 feet left of the flag as he would play it.
Oh, deep Flesh on the clean line of fairway here. Chance to put some spin on it. Oh, well done from there. Hopefully in the upslope this time. Where did it? Oh, that's just bad to save. Double bogey. Exactly what he didn't want.
His second shot and third shot for Snedeker, leaving themselves long putts. Nice relaxed grip there, Nick. Looks very good. Comfortable on the putter.
Yeah, these first few holes, he and the players have got to deal with, you know, their bodies feeling very different, hands and arms.
Yes, it can be a little disconcerting if you're feeling a bit nervous as we go to 4.
Doesn't turn. And that's an evil, evil start. Paul Casey's played so beautifully all week. Smile.
Yes, it's a wonderful expression, isn't it? He really has taken a page out of Tom Watson. Then once he is set, he goes. Just for par.
Straight at 2. This is how he handles it.
Steve Flesh with a very, very good 3, hanging in there. And that's what...
On that left side, and this is a long go at par.
Oh, this is an even bigger problem, to try and feed this down there, and leaves once again the threaded downhill left to right to the hole.
Oh, good plot.
Is he going to hold the impossible one?
I'm expecting it to drop.
So many times he's done that, and this time one turn short.
Look at that. With the toe. Oh, without a birdie here.
Wind is going to stop it from cutting. Oh, and that's oh, wow, that's nearly on the tip.
Nice touch. It's Sunday issues this year. We played with Tiger at San Diego. This is how close Tiger came.
And they're going with extra club, trying to work it on the wind, and he'll definitely take that, I think.
Yeah.
Seen what everybody else has been up to.
Yeah, take it on the green here. That's up the hill. Should be able to manage a 2-putt there. So Trevor Immelman just hanging on to a tenuous 1-shot lead. Pretty much everyone on that first page off to a rocky start in the last round of the Masters.
Or the king in the golfdom, as Arnold Palmer was introduced by Augusta chairman Billy Payne.
A man respected around the world, Mr. Arnold Palmer. Arnold, the tee is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2008 Masters has now officially begun. Thank you, Arnold.
Clear, windy, 25-mile-an-hour winds, bigger gusts. Only 4 of 45 players are under par today. And by the way, we've already had 2 superb rounds in. Now, they may have beaten most of this high energy that's, again, whistling through the trees. Jimenez had 68, and Heath Slocum 69 already. As he drove it wildly, and it led to an opening hole bogey. That's unlucky that ball did not settle more in the middle of that bunker. That would lead to a bogey for Snedeker coming off his eagle at the second. Paul Casey with that delicate second shot, just trying to get it over the edge. Failed, may double. Tiger with the miscue, close range at that very hole, the fourth, to make a 4, a bogey. And he's +1 for the day, settling in on the tee at the 6th.
And the hole playing 175 today. 8-iron for Tiger Woods. Into the breeze.
Wonderful shot. Terrific.
There so far.
They got 14 yards over that ridge, directly in line. Oh,
good shot.
That's impressive. Managed to land it right on
an iron. Oh, you don't want to hit. No. That's where you don't want to leave it.
Aiming for birdie. Good putt. Today, you just
Tiger Woods. There we are. Well, he began the day 6 back. He's now 5.
Well, bad, Snedeker. Just a shot behind at the minute. Very quickly done. Very nicely done. That's great nerve.
Really a straightforward putt, but it's almost like we have a second there, like a match play situation where I saw that in the paper this morning. I couldn't believe it.
It is hard to believe.
Yeah, nobody. Tiger actually shot 70 in his first round, and we've had some great rounds from Jack Nicklaus and Ray Floyd, setting the low scores. That's a wonderful save. So.
Well, both these young men have shown great character over the last 4 days. You really would expect, them to melt under this kind of pressure. So far, so good. To the 5th.
And Casey cannot afford to spill another shot. But he does.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these left to right this week are so difficult to track. I've seen so much. We've seen more miss on the top.
Well, in these brutal conditions, he's playing quite
50 yards playing its full length, but today the tee's moved up. Going for his low stinger fairway wood, turning it right to left to hold the fairway. That is nicely positioned, and with the whole location today, let's go back to 5.
It's Trevor Immelman, the leader by 1.
Surprise going driver. But happy. Gets a shot from everybody. Beautifully done. They changed it.
Flash, who has played remarkably well in the first 3 rounds and playing well today, and he is safely on.
Changed it so it's more like a plateau up the right side.
How do you like his move through the ball, Nick?
He's looking very free. I mean, you either have a very decided 18 paces on the right-hand side toe. He's going to be patched away.
In 1967 at Augusta, the Kentuckian rebounded from a previous year's loss to Jack Nicklaus in a playoff to defeat Bobby Nichols by 1 stroke to win the green jacket. Masters champion Gabe Brewer was 75 and remembered this week by all of his friends in Augusta.
But his main tour over there, the CEO of that tour, let's say Tim Fincham over here for the PGA Tour. Resides actually, his brother Mark resides right here in the state of Georgia at Columbus State University. He is the golf coach, his brother, older brother. It's a real symmetry between Immelman and Snedeker. They both had older brothers who really excelled in this
Like anything right will be good. Got to carry up the 14 paces. Oh my goodness, how fabulous is that?
Wow, that is the shot of the day at the 5th. Yeah, how about this? He won it at the site of this year's U.S. Open. He won it at Great Pine, so then he came here in '99 at Augusta. That got him in to the field, and he got to play with his boyhood hero, Harry Potter. Let's first go to 7.
148 yards left for Tiger. Ideal play, just a little bit long and left of the flag. It'll funnel back down towards the hole. And he doesn't carry it far enough. Let's go back to 5.
Though, Peter, everybody in the field feels that. I mean, it's not exclusive to any one player. And, there's Snedeker.
Take it left.
Oh, that's a brilliant response.
This looks like 18 yesterday.
Yeah, that's 2 of the finest shots you will probably ever see at 5.
Good friend since he was just a couple of years old. Is a linebacker for the Chicago Bears named Hunter Hillenmeyer. One time they were playing a football game in the parking lot before a Vanderbilt game, and he broke Hillenmeyer's arm playing football. And now he's in the NFL. Let's go to 6.
15 yards out after a huge drive. Favorable hole location at 14. We expect to see birdies today. Coming back, this is very good. This is great. First eagle of the week at the 14th, and Watney finds red figures today. It is the 15th eagle at number 14 to 6.
Well, this is Paul Casey. And did we have the ball move for the second time? Looked like it moved. And Paul called Mike Healy out, the rules official. Remarkable, Nick, for the second time this tournament we've seen this happen.
I know, this is dreadful. Can you imagine? And it just shows you how it's on a precipice, isn't it? You can't even replace it onto the exact spot.
Back to 7.
And the chip for birdie for Tiger. Now, when I was talking to Jim about his frustration, I'm not sure that he's handling the emotional part of it.
Very unfortunate, if a player has grounded his club and then the ball moved, he is then deemed to have caused it to move, and the ball has to be replaced back into original position at a one-stroke penalty.
This is Casey. He was in the bunker. Back to 5.
As the birdie bid sliding by for Snedeker.
It's very well, and that keeps you in that great mind. I mean, he's looking every time, trying to finish up on 6.
Well, it was Michael Thompson who called the penalty on himself at the 15th earlier in the tournament. He was playing with Ben Crenshaw. And at the time he imposed that penalty, he was right on the cut line. And so now we've seen Paul Casey call the Mike Healy, the rules official, out. So it's a bogey 4, back to 5.
And you know, Vern, the way the conditions, the wind intensifying, we may see it yet again today.
Well, obviously, you know, the course situation, I think it was that humidity factor. It was extremely low when we had that little update on the weather, something around 30%, and that will dry these greens out and may cause them to get a little bit crusty on the top. And anyway, Trevor, a fabulous 3 on the 5th to extend his lead and get himself back to
Aaron of the night after they each birdied the 5-year-old Trevor Immelman in his arms. I mean, this would be tantamount, because you got to understand the idol worship that Immelman has even to this day for Gary Player. It would be like finding a picture with Jack Nicklaus with Tiger Woods in his arms. Yeah.
7th hole makes his 4. And Birdies is hurting. It needs a big tee shot, and that is good.
That was a 7-iron, and that was well done.
That's a great shot.
Downwind. If he finds the fairway, this will be good, but that is not.
A little fade. Lost it, leaking.
That's going to come back a little bit, too.
Ooh, hits the tree. Tried to cut it around that tree and run it up through that little opening between the bunkers. Ricochets off the tree, and we'll have to wait and see where that one ended up. Back to 6.
No, not enough. The challenge remaining. 7.
Well, same situation, a little bit more of an opening on the other side of the fairway. He likes to go up and over. And he comes up well short. So the challenge of using a driver off the tee and the decision is not paying off for Steve Flesch. Let's go back to 6.
And the leader, Trevor Immelman. And a critical par effort now for Grant Snedeker to remain. 3 bogeys and an eagle through 6 holes to 8.
A very important shot for Tiger Woods. 264 to the hole. Hang time on that, but even then, well, maybe with the wind against, even Tiger couldn't.
Well done. You only lost one there. His string of 6 straight pars ends at the 7th hole. Conditions difficult. 3-shot lead for Trevor Immelman. Not playing that length today. You have to get it through that chute with your tee shot. Catch one of those trees and you could be in big time.
Well, 2-iron wedge, 9-iron, that sort of thing, just depending on your trajectory. Now there's no choice on
Now Trevor Immelman with a 3-shot lead going with a fairway wood. He's starting it down the left side. It's going to be okay. But you know, with a 3-shot lead, Nick, this thing got easier and harder both at the same time for Immelman. I mean, physically it's easier because he's got some shots to play with. Mentally, it becomes a little bit more difficult to decide what to do.
I quite agree. When I thought, but he wasn't expecting to have a 3-shot lead. Now, you know, you start thinking, well, and a lot of people around you will suddenly start thinking, well, this is the guy who's going to win it. But it's a little
for him, it's physically more difficult. He's got to hit great shots to recover. But the decisions become simpler. He's going with a driver. Well, the gallery like it. All right, down the left side, good position, good angle toward the hole.
Quite a bit right. Hoping the slope was going to bring it right to left into the wheel. Oh, it's just too much spin.
You're right, Pete. I think we're looking to land it further up. This would be disappointing.
Quite far enough, but it was well executed and just digs in. Stops quickly. It's just really focused and turn away in disgust.
Went way left with an 8-iron here from the tee. Nothing much happening. Phil Mickelson, yesterday he let it slip. That 75 wasn't what he was after. Really had a good chance after just 2 days. Thought he would be right in the mix here this afternoon.
Perfectly positioned in the fairway. Tiger did tap in 4 to 8 though. You can knock it down and you can come up short. Too much trajectory, the wind can carry it. Good acceleration of his body through the shots. Oh, that's a lucky break there. Well played shot, but that ball could have bounced up and rolled back. It doesn't, it rolls forward. And he has an excellent opportunity for birdie at 7. Now Brandt Snedeker, only one, so a little bit of an upslope too. So. He's looking to go much higher with this shot. And not enough carry.
You're right, Peter. That may have gone too high and then the wind buffers it over. It can do all sorts.
Tiger's birdie attempt. Unbelievably, that hangs out to the right. After Tiger's.
Never be forgotten. Goldie shot a final round 66 and appeared to be tied with DiVincenzo. But Roberto returned an incorrect scorecard. He had made 3 on 17, but signed for a 4, alas, allowing Bob Goldie to win the 1968 Masters.
It's so difficult to get much spin on the ball from these bunkers.
89 yards for Flesh. Getting some spin on this one, yes. Must be played.
It's birdie. outside the right edge. Wow. Balls. If Immelman makes this putt, he will have a 5-shot lead. And I know that wasn't in his game plan when he was visualizing how this day would unfold, Nick Faldo. I don't think he envisioned 5 shots after something. But right now, this for birdie to get to -12.
All arms.
That was quick. It was pulled across the hole.
Exactly what he suddenly thought about it. I am leading the Masters. You've got to say to yourself, I know I can handle this, and I can continue. I know this feeling because it's happened to me later in my career. The shoulders just can't move. The arms go.
He grimaces a little bit, but I think he pretty much knew that that was not a very good stroke. Shot lead.
Uphill teaser towards the front. Maybe 15 yards further forward than we have been. As if it was a power fade. And it'll find that huge bunker down the right-hand side. And now he needs to get a good lie in there in order to advance it to the top of the hill. Otherwise, it's a very difficult pitch.
Famous flag location. The top of the false front is 10, and the flag is on 11. So literally a yard to work with. Why is he playing safe and really get that little extra bit of... Oh, no, it's...
Is it finished?
Well, we've seen many other... We were talking about Tiger's frustrations, but we've seen many other player play the shot, though. It obviously can be done. Tiger's just a couple of paces out on each shot.
Let's go back to 8.
Steve Flesh. Putt just as beautiful as the pitch shot. And a lovely birdie. And he'll go to 8. The arms were going quickly across the body and up the left-hand side, so he might have a challenge getting to the top of the hill.
This is short of the flag, and it's got to guarantee it hops forward. Yeah, he hit it into the bank, and it...
One of 6 left-handers, a record, enter in the Masters tournament this year. He came into this tournament ranked 107th in the world rankings. Got into the Masters by finishing in the top 30 on the American money list.
Literally coming round, going to start it over there and try and break it. So he's looking at they're saying that. Yeah. This is usually when you make the impossible one.
He almost did at 5. And it's going to be on the high side here.
Second shot of the par 5. Make good contact, miss.
Stay up.
And it's not enough.
Those 2 ordinarily.
To get it to here. That is not good at all. Caught it heavy. And a very, very difficult putt. Up and over a ridge.
Yeah, this one. Sling it round the corner. Hands up on top of the hill and just manages to release that. A difficult lie.
Yeah, they got Max rollout.
There's your draw. That looks fabulous. You need to visualize that first, though. You've got to see the line that you wanted in Tiger, and he could sense it.
This is... Oh,
That's coming on a slightly downhill lie, so... If you heard me a few minutes ago, flag only on 11. So it can be done. There you go. If you land it right on the number, that's a fabulous shot.
In 1829, and he first learned the game playing right-handed because that's how his father Jerry played the game. while watching his uncle, who was left-handed, strike a ball that Steve decided to go lefty when he was a young boy. Get up a little bit.
Hole is only 1 or 2 yards over that hump.
Should be a nice rhythm. That's motoring coming over the hill. And then anything within 4 feet is going to be a good putt, but it's not that close.
Still went for it with the draw, but grimace. Oh, it hasn't come back.
And up high in that bunker.
Oh, my goodness. That coming across there.
Back to 8.
Snedeker having trouble. He'll have to settle for par. Bogey, bogey.
Birdie, yeah. Where is it -3? Puts him into a tie for still.
Really right round the corner. You can see that one disappear.
Too much left?
No, I think there's more room there than you think. Yeah.
That's going to be just fine.
Goes. That's how you hit a real fade.
Who entered this final round, Nick, #1 in the field in driving accuracy and #4 in driving distance for the week. And that won't be a fairway hit, but it's in good position. Pops it up the hill. Look out. Tiger's ball came back off that back lip and settled in the base of the bunker.
Yeah, unfortunately, it sinks ball there into that shadow of the tree. Went for a longer carry, more spin. Didn't get it. Good enough. This green really feeds off. Nothing wrong with the stroke or anything, but it maybe got a fraction too close. Or maybe he thought he could throw it up hard with a lot of spin and get that little bit of bite. But there's a very low humidity today, only 30%, and these greens are drying out every minute. Push it out and try, if you could get it pin high. Safety first here. He's got to plan the chip shot. Scuttled it down the fairway.
I think trying to gauge it just right, what you're going to get off the pine straw is not.
Yeah, right foot gone, look, it's dug in, everything hits it fat, and then it smothers it. The pine straw goes over the top of the ball. And so it's like trying to play a bunker. Again, the chest has stopped moving, the arms are going faster, so he, unfortunately to say, Trevor's in trouble right now.
Keep your eyes on the ball, an extra second on putts. Remember what's happened here at 7 and 8. Keep your eye. And just like Stewart sink, Tiger is going to make a 5-1. It's going sideways at this point. So.
Plays a natural fade, so started right at it. Yeah, good smart shot. Very close to the spot where
Throw back in a little bit.
That's very well played.
Team, a winner at the Western Open a couple of years ago, defeated Tiger in that one by 2. But he is a world-class player, Nick, and it was interesting. Last night I was in the company of Curtis Strange, and he said, a lot of guys on tour will tell you the 2 best swings in golf belong to Tiger and Trevor.
Yeah, I agree with that totally. And as you were talking earlier, he's done an awful lot of research. I sat with him, crumbs, a good 3 or 4 years ago. We were in, I believe, playing in South Korea, and he wanted to sit down, and he asked me every single question he could think of about, how to prepare for tournaments, how to prepare for majors. And he did then, I believe, only about a year or 2 ago, did exactly the same thing with Jack Nicklaus. And so he's basically done all the research, all the preparation, and he wants to put it, so he kind of covered notes stone unturned, I guess we basically should say.
And he ended up moving over here and living with a family in Lake Nona area of Orlando. All right, now here's Snedeker for par, and he needs it.
How can that happen? Oh,
He's
well
got it.
done.
Yes.
Oh, well done.
There will be bad breaks.
Around the corner.
And he loves it.
It's probably going to be the easiest shot he's going to play at this back nine, Jim.
Once again today, no birdies here so far. Tiger with the driver, rip it down the left side and avoid those trees that he so famously found last year. And that is ideal.
He will find the resolve that surfaced late yesterday after he bogeyed all of them in corner, all three legs, and then came back with 3 birdies over the last 5 holes.
Pretty high, eh? That's okay.
And it still is. Can you believe it's been 12? It was inside of 4 feet, but par for the 40-year-old playing at his 4th Masters. He was tied 17th back in 2004, his best appearance.
And Mr. Birdie. And the right-hand bleachers.
Another told me last night he would sling the bag over his shoulder and he'd walk down to the club and practice every day.
Playing a good solid draw and doing very well.
Two solid shots. We've seen so many tournaments lost by great players through the years.
Now there are no players in the last 20 people who are under par for the day. Minus 2.
Exactly right. Must take the right club here and keep it right of the hole. Needed one more club.
Augusta National, that's as breathtaking for its beauty as it is for extreme, nerve-wracking difficulty. It's been 50 years since writer Herbert Warren Wind coined the phrase for approximately the second shot of number 11, the hole of the captivating 12, and the tee shot at 13, way back in 1958. Wind was searching for an appropriate name where the critical action had taken place that year that Arnold Palmer won his first green jacket. He borrowed the phrase from an old jazz recording called Shouting in That Amen Corner. Yes, 50 years has passed, but the stretch has never lost its luster. It continues to be the mark of many triumphant victories, as well as bone-crushing defeats. For the rest of this tournament and the following 50 years,
There's your champion.
Amen Corner's story will be told again and again. And I know founder Bobby Jones, course architect Alistair McKenzie, and Herbert will be very pleased what they do.
Oh, it hit something.
Oh, no, that was high enough. It just caught that little... that didn't help.
Flesh. Beautiful, nice, smooth swing. He's been saying all week how well he's played, driven the ball better than he ever has before. And he also said, I might tell you, that when he's playing well and feeling confident, he feels like he can win any tournament.
Sure, his man, Scott Vail, has cleaned up that area around the cup on the 03 PGA.
Gives him that glimmer of hope. It's not going to be plain sailing for these two players.
At the time, went to something new.
You know, Nick, he has struggled with putting in his career. One time, actually went to a long putter, which is pretty unpopular with some of those he's closest to. Lead it
For birdie 3. Now that's a roar. That's a Tiger roar. Sensational stuff there at the 11th. Tiger Woods 3 under. Through amen corner for Trevor Immelman. That is very, very good going indeed. .223 yards. Keep it to the right of the hole. Oh, excellent shot. Excellent shot there for Steve Flesh. Ooh, just a little cut-off 7-iron there for Tiger. Keep it out of the wind. Oh. Actually, that's not too bad. Oh, he's driven the ball well this week. Right up the top in distance as well as accuracy.
Because it shows it can be done. Just about 6 feet for eagle. And if he makes that, he goes to 2 under par and into a tie for 5th.
A tad avoiding that bunker on the right side. That's the ideal spot. Just off the fringe. Beauty. Excellent up and down there for Tiger. Good safe shot from the tee. Thought it might have been a little better than it was, but still, for his par to remain 8 under. And boy, is par a good score on that hole. Well done.
Into a tie for 5th, and anything and everything can happen over these final few holes.
Flesh. Big shot here. Bound Rays Creek. Tom Weiskopf once hit 5 in a row in here on his way to making a 13 back in 1980. Said he never hit a bad shot either. Let's go to 13.
And the tee shot is up.
Oh, Tiger.
That's headed up toward the trees. That will most likely be a layup from there. We'll have to see exactly the position he's in. Wind coming hard from the left on the tee shot. Difficult to turn it back to the left. Back to 11.
Second for Snedeker. It was a long way to hit an iron down. That's over at 13. That's the ball of Tiger. That's the flight of the shot. Just trying to get it to turn over a little more. Peter Costas will tell us later that the wind really howling back down there and avoiding. Ben Hogan also said that if you ever saw him on the surface here, he'd hit a bad shot. You can see both those guys just making sure they didn't do anything stupid. That one was a little worse off. Well back on the other side, further back than the ball drop. Have to cross the point with it last crossed the margin of the hazard. Oh, that's a beauty. Well done. Good safe shot with plenty of spin.
Ball just
underneath that tree is where Tiger is.
Just chip it down, and if he hits a career shot and gets it and banks it, he could.
And now he's going to have to try and cut it off of there. Otherwise, it could bounce on down toward the hazard or toward the second foot. He needs to set the angle very quickly with his hands going back. If he flattens it out at all coming down, he could hit that tree and whiff it even. He gets it out of there beautifully. And he'll have it down probably in the neighborhood of 100, 105 yards. Well done.
No, it doesn't come back for any Lyle back in 88. Let's go back to 11. Climactic. Oh. Boy, that was a fiery bet. Double bogey 5 for Flesh. That just goes to show it's right at the bottom of the depression. That's where the drains are. Nice lie. That's the fourth one I've seen today.
One-time tied with the lead.
Beautifully done. Absolutely wonderful.
And the tough South African, seeing if he can become the second man from his home country to put on the green jacket. His idol Gary Player has 3. 4 others have finished second in the last half a dozen years or so. That was unbelievable. Great stuff.
Manages to control the club.
Thought he might have. Can you teach me this follow-through, Peter, please?
He made a lot bigger swing there than I thought he was going to be capable of making.
Yeah, exactly. That tree in the middle of your backswing. Most guys would have noticed that.
All right, let's go back to 12.
And a shot of his life.
Took the extra club, a little hold off. Safely to the left, but a little long. May hang up in that pine straw. He dodged a bullet back at 11. Can he dodge another one here?
That's a serious problem because his feet are going to be so far above the ball.
And I think that bunker comes from the...
Just when you thought he was going to put the pressure on.
Peter, I was going to say after he made that one before, he's not going to miss another short one on this 9.
Yeah, now those were, I mean, you rarely see him miss that.
All right, the wind wasn't howling too much when he hit that. Quite calm. Okay. Middle of the green. Not to have a half.
Hit it fat, though, didn't he?
Well, he was aiming well left. He was just trying to get it just onto the green, I think, from that lie.
And understandably, that's such a difficult stance.
You know, with a 4-shot lead, just avoid the double bogey, right? Let's just watch the ball in the club here slowly. Yeah, definitely. Caught the debris there well behind the ball. Big wide stance, ball 3 feet below his feet. That was a very difficult shot. Last thing you want to do is catch it thin and scamper it across the green into Ray's Creek. Just in the fringe, about 30 feet down the hill. Very quick putt, breaking left to right. 2 putts for bogey. And go to the next. See there, lots of little stamens there, all the little debris from the pine straw and the flowers surrounding this beautiful green. Climactic now. See if he can make up for the bogey at 11. Yes! The big one for Eagle at 2. Remember the chip in a couple of days ago on 6 from the green for a birdie. Unbelievable stuff. Let's go to 14.
Tiger's second shot. 174. His reaction, he's not pleased with it. And that will go way down the slope.
You kick himself for that because that's one of the flag locations where it gathers if you get it right, and that's...
The play has been about 15 feet to the left of the hole location. It kind of funneled down, but Tiger well to the right.
The thoughts going through Trevor's mind right now. Decided to pitch it. Well, he was rock steady there. 5 to 40 feet. Big left to right swing. You can see it now.
And in the heart. Great to see these two young competitors doing so well. And you needed that, obviously, to make up for the bogey at 11, but he's got to be thinking now, if Trevor with this lively shot breaks a little more to the right than it first appears. Oh, that was rock solid. A little unlucky there with the tee shot, but it didn't roll back into play. A smart second, just left it left of the hole.
And he leaves it short.
Would pull him to within 3 shots. Long bid for birdie.
Starts this left, likes it, bends down to pick up the tee. You know, in 1985, Curtis Strange came to 13 with a 3-shot lead, the same as Trevor Immelman, made bogey, and eventually finished 2 shots behind Bernhard Langer. And this was earlier Brandt Snedeker. Boy, it just skirts the trees on the left, and now he'll be fine.
We'll go down into the pine straw and drop a shot. Trevor Immelman.
The lead is still 3. Flesh in second position, and Tiger was surprising.
Actually, the farther down the right side he can get it, the better he'll be. Virtually identical to where Tiger Woods was moments ago.
Turn over. Catch the ridge. And there it goes, gathering momentum. The difficulty in this green can be brutal.
Aiming it at the bridge, expecting it to go left, but it doesn't. And that has to be weighing out. Just a little low flight. He can catch the contours of the green and funnel it toward the hole.
You can hear us, Peter. The exactly spot they're saying. Oh, no.
No, he started this one out to the right as well. Oh, no, almost error.
Wasn't there?
Yeah, and I mean, you need to have the shot there where you can hold it off of that right foot. Well, it was fairly solid. It wasn't bad. I thought it came up a little bit earlier than what it really did.
There.
It's going to be past the hole, but not by much. Well played. Very well played. Come on, be the right yardage. Come on, be the right yardage. Looking for it to roll back down. Right there, he knows.
Great golfer, but a lousy batter.
Downhill, and that is his first 3-putt green all week. Tiger makes bogey at the 14th, and Flesh makes bogey at 14. It is playing as the second easiest hole to 15 today. Let's go there now.
265. Has to make 3. No. I think the worst place to make it.
Needs to give himself that opportunity, and he has done it. Well played. These holes that we have ahead of them and the conditions they're facing, even a 4-shot lead is not safe. That was just never had an opportunity. That was misread, mishit. And, wow, he had a chance to save his par.
Yeah, Peter, that's that famous spot on the
professional, only his second Masters overall. seems like we were just saying the same thing hit about a couple hours ago on the 7th, but no, he had that aimed well out to the right. It was never going to break left. Influenced by the slope in the middle of the green, but a 5-shot lead with 5 holes to go. Oh.
Hold on. It's going to go. It's going to wander off into that, just that zone. He hits it to 5 or 6 feet there. It's not a bad shot at all. It just hasn't been on at all week. And this is the 14th tee.
Trevor Edelman. And one by one, his pursuers have fallen away. I just want to be safe here. Only hole at Augusta National without a bunker. There's not a hazard here. I'm just trying to let it sweep along the... This yesterday.
Second crosswalk. Straight up the green at the flag. Just be careful just to keep the spin off it. Ooh, well, it certainly was. Yeah. He was looking good for a long time. Back to 14.
And Brandt Snedeker from 189. We share a second with Steve Flesch. And then we'll go just beyond the green. In both driving accuracy and greens in regulation.
And he is 6 feet from birdie. It has been the most exasperating of days for Tiger Woods. Tis a pretty thing to see, Nick Faldo.
I really do love that tracer. That is fantastic, isn't it? It's a great idea of how the players maneuver the ball.
Tiger Woods at 16. We put a stopwatch on it. The ball held up for 1.8 seconds. But that was 3 years ago, and he went on to win.
Gathering some speed. That's pretty good. That's a seriously good thing. This will move right to left. That's okay. That was that aggressively defensive type of
Good picture in his mind.
15.
Wouldn't you just know it?
That typifies the problem.
So he will drop back, and Tiger suddenly shares second with Flesch and Snedeker. And that is his 8th bogey in 14 holes, and Immelman's lead is now 6 shots. 4 holes to play. Par for our leader. That's how things stand, Trevor Immelman. 28.
And this was a moment ago. This is Stewart's sink for birdie.
No, that helps.
At one point today, Stewart's sink was among the challengers. Got off to a quick start, but it's not been kind in the back nine. After bogeys of 10 and 11, but he has negated those two with...
No water in play at 17. Good thing the water has on the second nine here, the gust now from not 17. Tried to hit a huge tee shot here yesterday. He's well up on top of the hill again today, but not in the position on the leaderboard that he was hoping for. And we go to the 15th tee.
And really, the last chance for a nightmare, really. But Trevor Immelman now has a share of the lead or leading on his own. Lay it up. There's a little left. Yeah, it is, but it won't matter. That'll be in the shadow of the big pines on the left.
For a while, it's something. It's just
Way squeezing in there. A little flyover. Shadow and all. Green out in the distance. Saracen Bridge down just to the left of the little pond in front. On behind at 16. Fairway sloping from right to left. For Immelman just in around here with this kind of a view. We'll punch it around the trees. Let the slope take it from right to left. I'll do this. You don't want to go through them.
Coming downwind out of the rough was always going to be difficult. And that is going to be a very, very difficult birdie putt up and over the ridge. At 16, just to give everybody a thrill. It misses that one also. Very surprising on the second nine for Tiger. Back to 15.
Snedeker also with the layup. Right, well over on the right-hand side. One in Bangor, nice there. And about it. Perfect. A very, very difficult shot. And look at this. Didn't get it deep enough in the green. And the ball always goes in the water when it comes off this part of the front edge. We had a little rain, and there's a tiny little flat spot right there. So you need a little bit of luck now and then. But you can't say that's why Trevor Immelman is 6 shots in front. He has played superbly from start to finish right now, a country with which I'm very familiar. Spent a lot of years down there in the winter. Fantastic place to play golf. I'll be watching. This was earlier at 16.
And this was Steve Flesh out of the bunker. But the best you can hope for is keep it on the green or just on the fringe, and Flesh has done that. That was a moment ago. Par 3. And he's going to drop out of that tie for a second. Flesh with bogey, bogey.
Love the level of the green, playing a pretty good bunker shot. And Stuart simply doesn't. What wind there is blowing towards.
Digger's third shot. Stay there.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I think Trevor will be really watching that one hard, David, to give him a good indication of how the ball will bite and release.
Yeah, now he's not coming off such a severe downslope here, and he's just got to resist the temptation to, you know, there's a natural urge. You just get it over that last bit of water that's in play. And the water hazard 16 really not in play for these players today. This is really the last potential nightmare.
But he has a little bit of room. He could land at 3 or 4 faces short of the pin, and if it takes a hop and goes 3 or 4 past.
Trying to carry it 85 yards. Yep, that's just fine. It's the natural tendency to overdo it a little bit. Little fist pump, he knows. That's the last real obstacle.
Except for his 4. 6 behind.
Up. He has a 6. 3 to play. A little smile from Neil Wallace. Let's go to the 18th.
We're both good. Oh, boy, you never see Tiger over here at 18.
He deserves that. Still a smile on his face. You got to love that boy.
This tournament was played. It was enlarged into a pond 61 years ago. And the hole cut to the left side, traditional Sunday placement, back left. And as usual, the patrons encircling this wonderful amphitheater. You can see the in 2000, of course, the traditional Sunday hole location. Use that ridge and then watch it funnel down. One of 11 holes in one here at the 16th. And Nick, I'm betting, what do you think, 20 feet to the right of the flag? That's surprising. See what kind of lie he's going to have in that bunker. Never expected to see that ball to the left of the flag. And the wind, did he go in the water? I thought he was in the bunker.
I was going to say, Vern, because with a 6-shot lead, I wasn't thinking of it, but it's very important, the yardage across the right-hand corner of that bunker. To me, that was the most important. I'm sorry, something's happened.
You know, I've just said, you know, shot. You know, it makes this shot genuinely difficult, because if he misses this well over to the right, which would be the tendency, of course, sort of knee-jerk, well, then you bring maybe triple bogey into play.
Let's look at it.
Well, with a solid 8, Vern, that will definitely be landing in now. Picture right now in the bottom left-hand corner, I guarantee you that. Just tries to make sure he doesn't blast it too far and it hangs up on the high side.
Well, that's what he had hoped for with his 2 shots.
Well, it does make things exciting, because that's more than likely going to be a 5, so it's back to a 3-shot lead, and if Snedeker can make something else.
This was earlier at 18. Zach Johnson finishing his reign as the Augusta champion. Actually, it's something you keep for life. He's been a good one. Let's go back to 16. I'm still in shock for him.
Well, as he stood on the tee, I thought we might have the musical handle in a coronation march up here with that 5-shot lead, but instead, the applause not quite as fervent, but it will gather now as Trevor Immelman approaches the 16th green. Well, dramatic things do happen here in the second nine on Sunday. And let's go to 18.
And this a moment ago, Tiger's second shot. And it's a good one. It's the hand with Stewart, Sink. They both shot 72. Sink made par here at 18. Just never found the magic. Just a fraction off. It seemed all week with his immense skill. When you're a fraction off, though, at Augusta, you're a mile away. This was Sink's run at birdie. Well, Nick given Tiger's position in at 283, -5, and Nimmelman, you're figuring is going to make double at 16. That will be a three-shot balance there
to get in. I mean, obviously, his priorities now is a par down 17. An absolute must, just to give him some breathing space up 18.
Let's go to 17.
And Steve Flesh is for a par. Oh, yes. Struggling and very frustrated now. 4 consecutive bogeys and a double bogey at number 12. Horrid back nine. So we go to 16.
And the leader, Trevor.
Muscles as he has a 3-shot lead with 2 holes to play.
Well, not little. Lengthy. This has been a Brandt Snedeker adventure on this Sunday. Had that eagle on the second hole, but look at the back nine. We've got bogey, birdie, bogey, bogey, birdie, bogey. If you're into alliteration, it's been a heck of a memory. But the leader by 3 moves to the 17th tee.
And there is no water in play at 17. There's no water in play at 18, but you still have to hit some nice shots. Avoid some trees, and let's have a look at dramatic animation of the 17th. The Eisenhower tree looms on the left-hand side. Cannot ignore that. And what's interesting is how much uphill this tee shot is. You know, uphill, the further you can hit it off the tee, the better the view of the green. By this front right bunker. Runoffs the right. And expect many players to be over the back today. The first round hole location made this hole the most difficult on the course. There you go. A good tee shot. But perhaps plenty of nerves to deal with the Trevor Ullman. Looked very cool coming through that second nine. Played the hole nicely under par. As I said, the most difficult hole on the course in round 1. The page is like it. He's reading as if he thinks it's too far right. You have a free swing.
Well, I figured if I played the last 7 holes, probably 3 on a par, I might be in it. But I just couldn't. I didn't make any putts all week, and didn't make any putts today.
And 13, the short effort that you couldn't convert, and then 14, you make bogey there.
Yeah, all week I was struggling with dragging the blade through. I wasn't releasing it, wasn't getting the overspin I can normally do, and consequently, you can't start the ball on line. You can't start the ball on line in these greens. You're gonna pay a price.
So you're 3 back. What will you do now?
I'm gonna go up there and eat a little bit. I'm a little hungry right now, and you know, more than likely, I mean, Trevor's playing well. I mean, he just had one bad hole. I mean, he should be able to get in the clubhouse.
All right, Tiger. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks.
Tiger Woods finishes up with a birdie at the 18th. 5 under par, currently 3 shots back.
This was Tiger's reaction. The birdie went in. Just what he said, now you go in.
I've had enough of this place this week.
Well, you can replay those putts, though, from 13 through 16. You could just pick one of them. What a difference it would look like right now, given Immelman's disaster over at 16. But still free, and Immelman, as Usti reported, free swing coming up on the second shot.
Down today, and every single shot is just testing you. And look where he's got to aim to feed this down to this final hole.
They do have this one there in Surrey. I had a similar type Sunday start at Oakmont last June. 43 that day, the first 9 Sunday when he was in contention. Today, 41 going out. All right, Usti, back to you. It's a 79. Same score he shot last year to open the Masters tournament, then fought back to a top 10 finish. This year he closes with that number. Let's go to 17.
Snedeker. Just always smile. He knew this was going to be problems and difficult to concentrate now. And, things have slipped away on the second 9. Lots of ragged shots. Amazing that Gary Player's last win, last of his 3, was before Trevor Immelman was born, and it's surprising that we haven't had a South African winner. Look at this. We've had some very good play by South Africans. Ernie, runner-up twice. Retief, runner-up twice. Tim Clark was a runner-up. Rory Sabatini last year was a runner-up. But none of them have managed to pull it off since Gary Player in 1978. Some extraordinarily good South African players. Immelman protecting a 3-shot lead. Only has 126 yards to go.
Yeah, I like
that. Maybe not quite as strong as it was earlier, but certainly pushing the ball on. He's coming out of that second cut. Won't get the spin that he would prefer. And doesn't want to flirt with the front bunker.
Yeah, he must take that out of play, Peter. If he lands close flag high, and it should stop within, 5 or 6 paces after.
Flag high, maybe a little left is safer than going straight at it. It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy. So now he's got maybe 15 feet of sand to negotiate, get up the hill a little bit, and don't hit it too short and a little right of the cup, because it will roll right off the green. Anything long and left, he could have a putter in his hand. Take that bunker out of play. He thought it was just going to squeeze over.
A lot of pressure on that reaction shot there, Usti.
Yes, he's a lot of stress. I'm already thinking, just how narrow is that tee shot at 18?
Well, it may have been the fact he's in the first cuts, and the ball was just fractionally higher up the blade, 1 or 2 grooves, and with a little bit of apprehension as well. It just didn't fly downwind as well. It could have got knocked in, but yeah, he needed to calculate all that and just play even up in that far left-hand corner. Would have been absolutely fine.
Usti, he won a big event in Sun City back last year, the Gary Player Country Club, and bogeyed the last 3 holes to finish still 1. So another struggle to the close for him. And meanwhile, that's Steve Fletcher at 18 with a closing par. What do you think he takes out of this week?
Nick. Well, like many of them, it's all been an incredible experience, and to be thrown in the deep end and have to play on a major weekend, and especially playing on an Augusta Sunday, is a very special experience, which I'm sure they can all build on for the future.
Back to 17.
And Snedeker to play first, so lots of time for Immelman to think about his third shot. This is a shot. If he doesn't reach the green, it may well roll back to him. Nicely played. Nicely played. And let's have another look at the leaderboard and the scores today. Not one of those 7 players under par. Trevor Immelman protecting the lead. A 3-shot lead is 3 over par today. Given much earlier in the day, the low round of the day by far, a beautiful 68. Nick Watney, in New Orleans a couple of years ago, was under par, but very few players under par. Now a testing shot for Immelman.
I just wonder if he could finish in Gary Player's style and hold a bunker shot.
That's right.
That's what Gary was so famous for, and I'm sure Trevor is. All South Africans are great bunker players, but he needs probably his finest right now.
Managed to do it. It's under normal circumstances just a simple splash shot, but with a green coat, a green jacket on the line, a different story. Well played. Well played, but that 18th is still... He is really thinking about everything. Open stance, open blades, let the flange of the club right through the sand.
Now, that was a real classic thump. He rehearsed it without a follow-through because he wanted to just get the club head to go past his hands to make sure he released it.
Now, to stay in there, Snedeker, all his ups and downs. This is to stay tied for third with Stuart Sink already finished. +5 for the day, still tied for third. The course stretched out for the last couple of years. We had some very windy conditions today and tough scoring. Now important. Maintain that 3-shot lead. He will certainly take his time. Stick with the routine that you've used numerous times to be successful in tournament play. It's difficult in this situation, but that's what he needs to do. Somehow Tiger Woods with a 72 has fought his way into a second place, 3 shots behind Trevor. Sand save and a par, and he takes a 3-shot lead to the 18th tee. Well hold. Let's go to 18.
It's interesting looking at him, Nick. You know, he's a composite, if you will, of so many of those fellow countrymen. We didn't mention Bobby Rock, who won 4 Open championships, but he has that coolness, if you will, of Latif Goosen. He's got a beautiful swing to watch, like an Ernie Els. He's got all that, if you will, influence, grace of a Gary Player. And all of them, I'm sure, cheering him on for one more hole. a few times. June and Johan, they just moved to the States full-time 3 weeks ago. And they moved in with Trevor and Carmenita. They decided our children are over in the States. We've got 2 grandchildren now. Their son Mark has a young baby. We want to be there, you know, to have this as a family shared experience. It's been for the family. There's a lot of sacrificing to get this prodigy to this point. They knew he had special gifts since about the age of 5.
Yes, I've watched Trevor play for many years, from way back in South Africa.
Like a look of resignation. If the shot was wayward, he spits it out a little bit. Trevor has a sister, Michelle, all the family behind Trevor at this moment. His wife Carmenita, their little boy, was born at the Winnie Palmer Hospital in Orlando. And they really grappled with, should he go compete at the 2006 Open Championship? You played.
Well, I was there. I played a practice round with Trevor, and he says, everything's fine back home. There's nowhere the baby's coming. I can play the Open and then go back. And then literally the next day, he's on a flight, and the baby was born.
He was guaranteed it's at least about 3 weeks away. And was able at the last minute to hitch a ride back to the States with Commissioner Tim Fincham. What an exhalation.
Yes.
No, I love that one. And that's really perhaps been the greatest strength of the week for him. Driving. He's found the fairway here at the 72nd hole. On his way to the green check.
Of the Masters tournament. That 3-shot lead. Tiger Woods, 72, battled all the way. Few glitches on the second line that we didn't expect. 72 for him. Snedeker, he's had his ups and downs. A beautiful 68 for Miguel Angel Jimenez, the Spaniard. On a tough scoring day. Nick Watney, 1 under par. Stuart Appleby was also under par. Very few rounds under the par of 72. Past champion Mike Weir, 74 today. And you can see some very talented players shooting some very high scores today. United States Open champion Cabrera, a 74 to finish +4. Jim Furyk, a 77. Look at some of these scores. Johnson Wagner, who just won in Houston to squeeze into the Masters, makes it to the last day, and I'm sure had a fantastic experience. And a couple of past champions on that last page. And Nick, it was a real challenge show throughout 18 holes today, wasn't it? The setup of the course and the wind.
Oh, exactly, Peter. It's been brutal. I mean, it's really been buffeting. The temperature dropped to, just above 60 degrees, and the very low humidity, which obviously changes the surface of the grass, and the guys have had to battle, and the famous Sunday hole locations, which have been so difficult. But Trevor Immelman has basically driven the ball better than anybody. It's his accumulative of driving distance and accuracy. He will beat everybody by miles, and that's been his absolute #1 club this week.
There's nothing wrong with being a little right of it either.
Snedeker from the right-hand side, first cut, probably be unable to go for this last flag stick on the front left corner, its traditional position.
Snedeker needing somehow to make birdie at the 22nd. He's birdied it the last 2 days. Will it settle below the ridge? Here it comes. Pretty good action right there, Nick.
Well, he did pull up a miracle shot. I guess it was the Monte Carlo or bust. Just go for it, and it did come off. And Trevor now has the luxury of using that bank just a couple of paces behind the flagstick and use that as his buffer. And oh my goodness! What are the golfing gods trying to do?
Yeah, one last little obstacle here, just to get your attention.
Wow, yes, that will certainly would take the front bunker out of play, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Be careful. He's got a couple of options. If he was to hit this a little bit flat, it would. But I think he's going to intentionally now play for that gap there, play away from the front left bunker and squeeze it through. My goodness, how's that for test you on the 72nd hole and the opportunity to win your first major in the green jacket? As Gary Player said, probably the finest striker he's ever seen since Ben Hogan, and he just needs one more perfect strike now. Yeah, that's the spot. That's better than luck, Trevor. Well, here it is. How about to face that? But he knew exactly what to do. Come down a fraction steeper, power through. Unfortunately, had the buffer, and now they can enjoy this most famous walk in golf. And I'll quickly add that in one of Trevor's famous words, I'm absolutely delighted for you, mate.
And played back behind the green. Mother June, Father Johan, his brother Mark, who lives here in Georgia, golf coach at Columbus State, his wife Tracy. The family has gone all over the world to make sure that this youngest child of theirs is able to reach his full potential. They moved to the States at one time and made sure that their gifted son was put in the right hands. And their son, in fact, when I look at him, Nick, I can't help but think about what he's been through in this past year. It was a year ago at this time, in fact, when he took ill. Right around Augusta week, lost 22 pounds to a virus that really kind of wiped out his summer. And there you see the family, Carmenita, and the little boy Jacob, almost 2 years old. But and after this virus really took all the strength away last summer, it was late in the fall they discovered that he had a cancer. He had a benign tumor in his rib cage area, but that cancer scare once again gave Trevor the chance to really sit back and understand just all the God-given talents that he had and really realize that he was born with this special gift and talent at golf. Made him focus a little bit more, run a little bit deeper in this goal to be truly what he said he was going to be before he was even 10. He said he wanted to be the best in the world. And now Brandt Snedeker has this punt to share second with Tiger. He quit playing. playing T-ball at the age of 8 to take up golf. He told his parents the same thing. He wanted to be the best. And this is one of those learning experiences today. His favorite golfer growing up, he worshipped Tom Watson. He played the first 2 days here with him. Tom Watson had to go through a little bit of that stretch to learn how to be a closer. And this is Brandt's first brush with what it's like a major championship pressure. Introduced this week to a whole new legion of fans. To tie third. Tiger is going to have his 5th runner-up finish in a major, including 2 straight years here. And all that talk about a Grand Slam, this is not going to be the case for Tiger, and the only man that can even think about it will be Trevor Immelman when he gets the ball in the hole here in a second. Let's see if he can create one last memory. It'll be good enough. Golf has a new major champion. And Nick, you've known him for a long time, and to reach this status that is reserved for so few, yeah, I know it doesn't surprise you that Trevor Immelman's name now is on that list of major winners.
No, it really doesn't, Jim. I'm absolutely delighted for him. He's an incredible hard worker, as I spoke earlier. He's sorted the advice or the little insights from many a champion for years and years now, and put it all together, and now he becomes a champion as well, and guns to prove it.
Here comes Jacob. He gets the flag. Look at the lifespan, if you will, and his deep connection with Gary Player. Gary was born about 18 months after the first Masters was ever played, in the fall of 1935. And Trevor was born about 18 months after Gary Player won his last green jacket. And now he takes on that South African spirit and excellence for golf on into the next generation. I'm sure there are a lot of early wake-up calls in South Africa, if anyone went to sleep, that is.
Where'd it go, bro?
You can't help but look at them all and just know the sacrifices like every parent of every champion has ever gone through to get their son to this point. The extra job, the extra trip, the driving away to some key junior tournament or amateur tournament. In the Immelman family case, they, even for a brief while, moved to the States to make sure their son was able to maximize all that he had. All of that leading to this special day. And look who's wearing green.
Yeah, exactly.
His daddy's going to be wearing green here in a minute.
We're waiting for Daddy.
With the good sport. Can't help himself, Nick.
Okay, we can stand
He's going to play even a little bit here. As he mixed it up with the gallery all day long. He's over there congratulating Trevor right now.
That's okay.
Look at this. Talk about sportsmanship. Yet another one of the great virtues of the game. It's all thumbs up for Trevor, who shares the first round lead with Justin Rose. He slept on that lead every night. Had it alone Friday night, Saturday night, and will go into Sunday night with a whole new world. Kerry Haig there from the PGA of America, just double checking that card. Better be careful. This on the 40-year anniversary of the Roberto Di Vincenzo mistake.
Yeah.
Augusta has produced the first-time major winner now for the fourth time in the last 6 years. From Weir to Mickelson's breakthrough win, his at long last win in 04, to Zach last year, and Trevor today. The most difficult day for scoring. Everyone had to battle moments of adversity, second-guessing, questioning as these winds continue to play mind games. Final check of the 45 who qualified here for the weekend. Well, he got that phone call last night from Gary Player. Take your time, keep your eyes on the ball, and extra second on the putts. There will be bad breaks, but I know you're going to win. Trevor Immelman, awash in the realization that he is the Masters champion. He's headed to Butler Cabin, where he'll soon be presented the green jacket here at Augusta. That would lead to a first hole bogey. At this putt for par at one. Managed to make that next one for a 5. But at number 5, Immelman started to regain his composure, smiling at this one, as he should. Best shot of the day at the 5th. Went on to make that for birdie. At 9 now, he had missed putts at 7 and 8. He needed this. Curled it in. You think that was big? How about the 1 at 11? Just as he's starting amen corner. This for par. Absolutely vital to his day. Then the third shot at 13. Now, yesterday at 15, we know that he got away with one, but how many times did we see him play these wedge shots the rest of the way, precisely, spot on? Led to a birdie, and then, as so often has been said, Gary Player, perhaps the best bunker player the game has ever known, and he showed a little expertise of his own, leading to par at 17, a final hole par as well to close out the 3-shot victory. Neil gives him the flag. Carmenita, Jacob, and Trevor will be celebrating for so long. There's the leaderboard here at Augusta. And the top 16 in ties get invited back for the 2009 Masters. And Just look at these names. They'll all be back, including Nick Watney, who shot a fine 71 today, tie 11th. It's now time for the Green Jacket presentation, and we send it to Butler Cabin to Augusta National Chairman Billy Payne.
Fans all across America and millions more around the world for your loyal support of the Masters. We realize that it's your support that makes us one of the world's great sporting traditions. And I want to thank my friend Jim Nance. Jim and all your colleagues at CBS, whose considerable passion for the Masters is evidenced every day by the excellence of your work. We truly appreciate it.
We appreciate that. Thank you, Billy.
Jim and I are about to be joined momentarily by two gentlemen with big smiles on their faces. Last year's champion, Mr. Zach Johnson, whose honor it will be momentarily to present the green jacket to this year's champion, Mr. Trevor Immelman. Gentlemen, please join us.
Hi there, Mr.
Trevor,
Payne.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Very
Thank you
proud
so
of
much,
you.
Mr.
Zach.
Trevor,
How you
congratulations.
doing?
For a great
Thank
year.
you. Thank you.
Well done.
Please have a seat, gentlemen. We have a few questions to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. And Trevor, it just wasn't easy out there for anyone today. What was it like with all these conditions and that final day pressure?
Well, Jim, it was just so tough, and I was just trying to be tough. You know, that's all I kept saying to myself was just hang in there and play one shot at a time because, you know, there's a disaster around every corner, as I showed on 16. But I was just trying to hang in there, and, you know, I can't believe I did it.
You know, you got a phone call last night from Gary Player, who told you in a message, I know you're going to win. What did that mean to you?
Well, it meant an awful lot. You know, I played it to my whole family on speakerphone. But, you know, Mr. Player's been at me all week from Tuesday since we played together, telling me to believe in myself, telling me that I'm good enough to do it. And, you know, when I got that message from him last night, he did tell me to keep my head still on my putts as well. But, you know, it was just a really special moment, and I'm glad that I pulled it through for him today.
I couldn't help but just take in that scene of the entire family, your mother, your father, your wife, your little boy, your brother, your sister-in-law, and the sacrifices a family makes for you to get in that chair here today. What has it taken to get right here to be the Masters champion?
Well, more, you know, I don't think we have enough time for me to explain it to you. You know, it starts with my parents who made so many sacrifices when I was a young boy. You know, driving me to golf tournaments and making sure that I played in the right tournaments and taking out extra mortgages to send me overseas. So, you know, them, as well as my brother and sister who had to make so many sacrifices so that I could go and live my dream. You know, and then obviously my wife who's been, you know, we've been together for 15 years now since we were young kids. You know, we've had some interesting times, but, you know, this makes it all worth it.
And you can see it in your eyes. It's very clear. And it's time, Billy, for the green jacket.
Zach, if you would please do us the honor.
I would be happy to.
Man, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You bet.
Trevor, congratulations.
Thank you
You're
so much,
a great
Mr.
champion.
Payne.
We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
What a tournament week here in Augusta. Thursday we opened in fog, and today we bathed in sunshine. And no one more so than Trevor Immelman, the youngest child of June and Johan. Yes, there was fate. There always is. Yesterday at 15, that certainly gave us a big punch. But how about the fate at the age of 5 in the arms of the man he idolizes to this day, a man who called him last night to say, I know you're going to win. And now they both possess the green jacket on a week when the mentor kissed the sacred sod, exiting the Augusta stage. This life has just become all that he wanted it to. His wish has come true. Trevor Immelman is the man at the 2008 Masters. Trevor, congratulations.